Welcome to another show. I am so excited that you have tuned in again to watch what God is doing, to be informed, inspired, motivated, empowered, blessed. And so I am super excited for this show, about this show, because I am going to be talking about my new book, Kingdom Divas. And Kingdom Divas is such an empowering book. And that is why I wanted to take this show to share it with you and to share the information that's in it. Kingdom Divas is all about winning through intentional and purposeful living. You have to be deliberate about what kind of life you are going to have, what you are going to do in life, the kind of person you want to be. And so that takes planning, it takes organizing, it takes careful consideration. It takes sitting down and looking over your life and deciding where you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or 20 years from now. And so you will not win, you cannot win unless you are purposefully, intentionally, deliberately sorting out yourself and deciding that you want to win and who you want to be in life. And so I started out this book talking about my mother, because my mother has played such an important role in who I am today. You know, she has really poured into me, my father too, but because we're talking about women, I wanted to highlight my mom, because from we were young as her, those my siblings, those of us who are females, she took the time to deliberately and intentionally pour into us and to tell us who ladies are supposed to be, how we are supposed to act, the way we are supposed to carry ourselves, how we are supposed to treat people, who we are supposed to be in life. And so that is why I am the kind of person I am today. I am always careful about what I say, about how I carry myself, what I do, who I am, because of my mom. And I shared how she just took the time, she put the effort in. And as women, we need to do that. Perhaps you may not have a daughter or someone who you are raising in your home. There are so many young girls. It can be a niece, it can be someone in your church, it can be someone in your community. Take the time to pour in. But before you can pour in, you have to become. You have to be that person who understands the importance of winning, the importance of being successful, the importance of adding value to someone else's life, the importance of living a life of morals and standards, because if we don't decide that for ourselves, then we are not able to pour that in to someone else. And so I honor my mother, who is deceased, because she took the time, she made the time to pour into my life and to make me who I am. I think the way I think because of what she said, the things she did, the way she acted. I'm able to do so many things. I'm talking about domestically, crafts, sewing, all sorts of things I'm able to do because my mother took the time to pour into us. And I always told people, for so many of us, we're not stay-at-home moms, but my mother was a stay-at-home mom, and she didn't waste it. She took the time to sit down with us. I remember on Sunday evenings. Sunday evenings was a time for family. My mother, I'll never forget these books called The Bible Story. It was there were volumes of 12. And she would sit with the Bible story. And when we were younger, she did the reading, and those who were older did the reading. They read a story from one of those volumes. And we always had that bonding time on Sunday evenings. We had a big living room, and we all sat around and we listened to her talk. My father was there, he shared, but I want to highlight my mom because we're talking about women. And then as we got older and as we were able to read and as we were able to answer questions as she asked us, one of the older one asked, we were answering, we were discussing, we were talking. But what I'm saying is she made the time, and that is why I am who I am today. And I try to do the same thing with my daughter, Caitlin. I try to I've poured into her. I spend time talking to her. I talk about values. I talk about mindset. I talk about how to dress, you know, to be seen a certain way, what not to do, what to do, how to be a woman of influence, a woman of morals and standards and good character, you know, the kind of mindset that will take you someplace in life and that will land you in a place that's successful, that's productive, that is decent. And that word, I really needed to put that in there, decent. So Kingdom Divas, I wanted to write because, you know, so often in the kingdom, so often in the body of Christ, we see so many things happening with women. And I wanted to help women to understand that as women, we can be, we don't have to do certain things. We don't have to act like the world. We don't have to be like the world. We don't have to pull each other down in order to win, to climb up the ladder, so to speak. We can be just real nice, godly, honest persons in life who are doing our thing without having to pull down other people in order to soar in life. And so I want to share as I go along. I want to share especially chapter 9 of Kingdom Divas. And chapter 9 is talking about having the mentality of an eagle. And so I'm going to be sharing that. And then I'm going to also be sharing some of the characteristics of a kingdom diva, because I think that that is so important now for us to have certain characteristics and for those characteristics to be shining as we move through life, as we move around doing whatever it is we are doing. We have to look a certain way. We have to speak a certain way. We have to let people see us behaving a certain way. And so I just want to share right now from chapter 9, which talks about having the mentality of an eagle. And I want you to, you know, flow along with me. I want you to hopefully be informed and learn. I know so many of you women have already purchased my book. You are reading. I've heard reviews from it. I know that you are being blessed, and I thank God for that because that's the reason why I wrote this book. I wanted people to be changed. I wanted women to be motivated. I wanted women to have a different mindset. You know, that you can win, you can be successful, you can achieve highly in life. You don't have to stay where you are. You know, God did not put us here to just stay in one position, to stay at one level, not to win. He wants us to be winners. And so I want you to be a winner, but I want you to be intentional. I want you to be deliberate about winning. And so in order for that to happen, you are going to have to do certain things. So let's go to chapter 9 of my Kingdom Divas book. And I'm just going to highlight some of the things that I have written here in chapter 9. First of all, it starts out with saying that Kingdom Divas are never satisfied to stay on the ground. They press, they push, until they are soaring high above mediocrity and stagnancy. And so you don't have to be mediocre. It doesn't matter what somebody told you when you were growing up. They told you that you will never amount to anything, that you will never make it. I am here to tell you that that was a lie. There are so many people who went through so many things when they were young, but guess what? If you see them now, they have achieved highly, they are successful, they are productive, they are doing great things in society, they are changing lives for the better. And so you do not have to stay mediocre because of your past. You don't have to stay stuck in your past. I want you to change your mindset. I want you to know that you can be great. And I am speaking and declaring over you the greatness of our Father God, because that is what He intends for us to do, intends for us to be great in the kingdom. Kingdom divas, I want you to shine. I want you to have the mindset of a kingdom diva. Do not stay on the ground. Do not stay stuck. Do not stay mediocre. Do not stay stagnant. You are better than that. You can do better than that. And that is what I want you to do. So be inspired. And also it says that kingdom divas possess the mindset and attitude of eagles. That means they refuse to behave like chickens. Chickens stay on the ground. Some of them remain in coops. They stay with a certain mindset. They never fly. You know, they flutter on the ground. They connect with each other even though they are not going anywhere. But eagles take flights. Eagles never stay on the ground. They want to soar high. They want to be high. They want to do better things. They want to have a view from above and not from below. And so they don't have the mentality of chickens. They need freedom. They need to be able to soar. And so the mindset of kingdom divas is to soar. It's to not to stay low, but to be successful, to grow in life, to develop, to be better, to be the best that you can be. That's the mindset of kingdom divas. And you know, chickens have limitations. They limit themselves. You know, they tell themselves, so to speak, that they can't do any better. And so they just stay put. They don't ever grow. They don't ever go anywhere. They don't ever fly. And so they just peck along every day, looking for crumbs to survive. But eagles don't believe in crumbs. So when you have the mindset of an eagle, you will refute crumbs and the crumb mentality. You will not stay cooped up just eating crumbs or digging for worms or whatever else chickens do. You will always want to soar. You will always want to progress. You will always want to be changing and coming into knowledge and information. You will always want to develop. And that is what I want for you. I want you to be a kingdom diva. I want you to have that same mindset. And I want to share a few more things from this chapter before I go into talking about characteristics of divas. One of the paragraphs says that the eagle has the mentality to soar high, going above and beyond. And so you have to have an above and beyond mentality. Okay? Impossibilities and defeat are never a part of an eagle's thinking. People with eagle mentality defy laziness. They defy complacency. They defy mediocrity. They don't want them as a part of their lives. They want better. And so that is, if you are going to be a kingdom diva, that is what you want and what you should want also. That is what you should, how you should think. That's what you should do. And eagles, they realize if they begin to fall, all they have to do is open their wings and continue to fly. Many times in life, we have roadblocks, we have setbacks, we have barriers in our way. We have people who don't want us to soar. And so they try to stand in our way. They speak negatively about us. They do things. All sorts of stuff happens to us in life. But guess what? You don't have to let what come up against you close down, shut you down. You don't have to allow all of the setbacks in life to cause you to fail. You have to allow your setback to cause you to be so determined to come back and to be great. That's what it's all about. Don't allow the challenges of life to shut you down, to cause you to become so discouraged that you don't even want to go any further in life. No, allow it to encourage you. And when people speak negatively about you, when they try to pull you down when you are doing something good, use that to boost you up. Use that to energize you. And use it to show the world that it doesn't matter what people think or say or how they feel or how jealous they are or what they try to do. I am a winner. I am going to win. I am going to be successful. I am going to be great. I am going to be my best. And so you can't have the mindset as chickens. You can't just stop and decide that I'm not going to do it anymore because they're talking about me negatively. You have to hang out with eagles. And there are other eagles who will hang out with you if needs be. You have to find some people who value you, who value what you are doing, who want to be with you, who want to connect with you, who don't have a problem with you, who's not jealous, and even if they have anything critical to say, it's going to be positive criticism because they want you to be better. They want you to soar. They want you to be the best that you can be. So make sure that you are connecting with the right people. And let me just say this here, that sometimes people connect with you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are for you. That doesn't necessarily mean it. Sometimes people connect with you just so that they can feed on what they can take from you, but they really don't want you to win. And so you have to be careful with who you are connecting with as a kingdom diva, because there are some people, they just want what you have. They are parasites. They will try to just latch on to you, to feed and to take the nutrients that you are getting, to take the information that you have, that you had to stay up all night to get, okay, that you had to pray for God to download in your spirit. They come as parasites and as leeches, and they come to take. And so be careful of persons who want to connect for that. You have to be able to discern kingdom divas. You have to be able to discern who you are connected with, who's in your inner circle, who's in your space. You have to know the difference, okay? And so I want to continue with another paragraph that says, eagles have great vision. And like them, you have to be able to look beyond where you are now and determined to soar to higher ground. And I was talking about that earlier. You can't look at where you are now. You can't look at your financial status and decide, I will never make it. You have to be able, as someone who is developing a kingdom diva's mindset, you have to be able to decree and to declare into your situation. You have to speak to your mind and cause it to line up and say, mind, I need you to be renewed, because I am not going to stay where I am because of my present circumstances. Come on, kingdom divas. You have to speak to yourself. I like to call it, in my first book, Born to Win, I call it positive declarations and confessions. So you have to be able to decree and declare positively concerning your life. So you have to have a great vision for yourself. You have to have a big mindset for yourself. And it's not a mindset where you, what I call persons who become haughty and all of that. No, not that kind of mindset. The mindset where you understand that God has ordained for you to be great. So you can be humble and still flow in that mindset. I'm not talking about people who are proud and haughty and, you know, they don't know how to even deal with people. They walk over you, they do all. No, that is not the attitude of a kingdom diva. I'm talking about persons who know who they are. Your circumstances may not have lined up. Your situation may not be in line right now, but that's okay because you understand that when your mindset shifts, when you begin to decree and declare into your situation, and when you begin to pray, you will understand that your situation will change. And so where you are now should not determine where you are going to be 10 years from now. Where you are now, you can't look at that and say, well, I failed. No, you are not a failure. You are not a failure. You are not a failure. I had to say that several times for you to understand that you are not a failure. You just have to change your mindset. You just have to think differently, and then you have to take some steps. Because like I said at the beginning, you will never soar if you don't intentionally and deliberately put some plans in place to decide, when you make the decision to soar in life. Everything takes a plan. You have to be organized about what you are doing, and then now you can begin to take the steps that are necessary to become. Let me just say it like that. To become whom God has purposed for you to become. So eagles have the mindset of soaring. They have great vision. They look beyond where they are. Your vision must be set on what is greater and better. What you cannot see, you will never be able to achieve. Let me just say that one more time. What you cannot see and perceive, what you can't see and perceive, you will never be able to achieve. So I want your vision to change. I want your perception about yourself and where you are going to change. And when those things change, I can guarantee you that you are going to see changes in your life overall. You are going to be on your way to the success that God has for you. You are going to be able to walk in your purpose, fulfilling daily what God has planned for you to fulfill. And so I want you to be blessed. Also, eagles only eat live food. They don't eat dead things. They're not buzzards. They don't eat dead things. And so you have to always make sure that you are putting things in your spirit, into your mind, and even into your body that's live, that's going to energize you, that's going to cause you to be healthy in your spirit, in your mind, in your body, in every area of your life. Okay? Eagles do not eat dead things. And so what you put into your mind, into your spirit, into your body, into anything that you do in life, make sure that it's living, it's nutritious, it will nourish you and cause you to be successful and great. And I just want to, as we coming to the end of this show, I want to talk about some of the characteristics of Kingdom Divas. Okay, because, you know, those characteristics determine who we are, how we act, how we behave, how we talk to people, how we carry out our daily assignments, what we do on our jobs, how we influence people. That's what these characteristics are all about. And I want to share a few of them with you. The first one says that kingdom divas are respectful of the feelings of others. And so as a kingdom divas, you can't treat people any kind of how, any way you want to. You have to respect the feelings of others. You can't be this person who is so rough and harsh, and it's all about what you want in life, that you really don't care about how you handle other persons. You don't care about the fact that you disrespect people to get what you want, to get where you want. You have to respect others. That is a very important characteristic of a kingdom diva. Also, kingdom divas only invest in what really matters. So often we find ourselves investing, our time and our energies into things that are not important. And we can't afford to do that, because we don't have 1 minute to waste on things that are not important, or engaging in negative talk